And also, if anyone through the course of this conversation has questions, you can use the chat function, and you could also list the company name of which builder is on the line, just because that's a great way to keep track of this as well. My name is Ann Haynes. I'm the CEO of the Houston Land Bank, and I just wanted to thank you all for being here today. And again, both builders that have been with us for a very long time. We have some people that have been with us even through the previous program, as well as builders that have been selected through the RFQ process in the last 2 years. And we are thrilled to have all of you. I think that one of the most proud moments that I have is the ability to say we've got a full team in action and a full set of builders in action. So we're really, really excited to be where we are. And many of you know the story of the land bank, and we're interested in working with us to help the mayor contribute to the affordable housing stock and meeting his goals for single family affordable housing. That is what we're executing.
And went on mute, and you're on mute.
I don't know why that happened. Yeah, because I wasn't even like playing with my mouse. Anyways, it's really important to us that as we sell the additional lots in our inventory, we're doing that as quickly as possible, but truly in partnership with our builders. And I think of the two things I really wanted to mention is, as much as we are proud and count the number of lots we sell to builders, we are even more proud of the number of home buyers, qualified low-income home buyers that are able to get these houses and significantly contribute to revitalization within the communities that really continually need investment and places where families can stay securely for long term. So it's really important for us that we work with you all as an extension of our own team and making sure that we're in communication. We have definitely changed and improved a lot of our processes and are in continual improvement to make sure that we have a continual feedback loop with you all. As much as we don't always move as fast as like snap our fingers and it's finished, we certainly hear your pressures in terms of getting things accomplished, and of course the timelines that we're asking you to complete things under. So I think the most important thing is communication and really an open door for feedback. Certainly we can't make everything perfect for everybody, but we certainly are trying to make it a productive use of your time, your efforts, your talents, and our lots to be able to achieve our affordable housing goals. So thank you very much for your time and your energy today. And so I'm going to kick it off to Doris to do the introductions, but I just wanted to thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Ann. So I'm going to go in the order that I see on the screen. Mary, do you want to introduce yourself really quickly?
Yeah, sure. And just real quick, if you are calling in, if you could please let me know your name so I can list you accordingly as a participant. I have a 1753, a 5817, and a 4215. And I would just like to make sure that I have you named accordingly so we can take a head count. With that said, my name is Mary Barba. I am the Inventory and Administrative Manager for the Houston Land Bank. You have probably gotten emails from me requesting either a worksheet or that you fill out your EPP portal. And I've been walking builders through using our new online EPP portal for builder updates after lots have been purchased and whenever building begins. So that's kind of my role in this, and I will be helping Doris and keeping track of all of your questions. So like Ann said, please write your questions in the chat if you would like to. And if anyone would like to keep track of the questions via the chat as well, I will be taking questions in the chat and reiterating them through there. So it's a nice way to keep up if we go a little fast. So
yeah, for those that might be putting in chat, we know that if you're calling in by phone, you may not be able to see it, but we will publish the Q&A through the chat after this as well as the video.
Yes, it'll be online on our website, and we can send you guys a link to that as well as a link to the actual video today. So don't worry if you missed something or if you have additional questions. So thank you, Mary. Ron, did you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'll do that. Hello, my name is Ron Butler. I'm the Property Maintenance Manager for the Houston Land Bank. You guys may see me from time to time helping Doris with quality control. So I may be popping up at your job sites every now and then. But looking forward to working with you.
But he's a lot of fun and has good insight too. So he's not just the.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Ron. Gonzalo, did you want to go next?
Sure, thank you, and welcome everyone. Good afternoon. I'm seeing it's a good turnout, 20 plus participants. I am seeing, as Doris mentioned, I am seeing some familiar names and some new ones. I myself joined the organization in this year of May. I'm Gonzalo Gonzalez, the VP of Finance and Accounting, and look forward to working with every one of you. So thanks for having and being on the call.
Thank you. Do we know if Jen got a chance to join? I don't see her.
Sure. But I'll text her real quick.
No, it's fine. She can
I think she had an emergency she had to deal with.
Okay.
Oh, I think it's okay. Okay.
Thank you, Ron. So I'm just going to go in the order that I see everyone on the screen, and you can just list which builder that you're with. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Cobry.
Yes.
Hey, how you doing?
We're with Ironclad Homes.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. And Joshua Lawrence.
Yes, I'm with Lawrence Builders.
Okay, thank you. And Diana?
I'm with LIC Enterprises.
Awesome, thank you. And I cannot say your name, but I know you know who I'm talking about. I believe you're with Europa Homes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, this is Guillermo, Europa Homes.
Okay, thank you. And Curtis?
Afternoon, this is Curtis Wilson with Houston Area Urban CDC.
Awesome, thank you. Melissa?
Hi, everyone. This is Melissa with Avenue CDC.
Okay, thank you. And Monica, we already have you. Thank you for joining. Stephanie?
This is Stephanie with Oliver Builders.
Okay, thank you. Deanna?
I'm Deanna Berkeley with Berkeley Homes.
Okay, thank you. James Rodriguez?
Hi, James Rodriguez with Nelrod Properties.
Okay, thank you. Brad Hubbard?
Yes, Brad Hubbard with SLS.
Thank you. Let's see here. And we already have Europa. Keith Wilson?
Yes, Keith Wilson, Holman Avenue, LLC.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. And Henry's iPhone, I believe that's Henry from, that's the Henry that I know.
Yes, that's the Henry that you know. How are you guys? The old guy in the group.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Starfish?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Kathy? Kathy, hello. Are you there? She may not be. Okay, we're going to go to Cheryl Blair. And I think you're with SLS.
This is Cheryl with SLS.
Okay, thank you. And Monica? I think we already have her.
Sorry, I'm renaming people. I didn't catch where she was from.
Cheryl is with SLS. Kathy is with Fifth Ward CRC. She may have stepped away from the phone. Monica, if I'm not mistaken, this is Monica with LIZ, correct?
Liz, okay.
LIZ Enterprises.
Yes. And then Lauren?
Hi, everyone. This is Lauren Avioli with SBP.
Awesome, thank you. And then we have Danielle.
Hi, Danielle Betts with My Dairy Homes.
Okay, thank you. Vanessa?
Hey everyone, Vanessa Cole with Cole Klein Builders.
Okay, thank you. So let's see. I believe all the builders have been spoken for unless I'm missing one.
I think Melissa just joined.
Myra just joined, and then there's a Monique McDaniel coming in.
Okay, so Myra is with Fifth Ward, and
Mhm.
I'm not sure who just came in.
The names keep flipping around.
I know it's very difficult to.
This is not my ideal situation.
So
Do you
I
want
think
my
we
name
have all the builders accounted for.
Mhm.
Just wanted everyone to do a brief introduction. These are a good portion of our approved builders on our approved list. So as stated, we really want to thank you guys for taking out the time today on a Friday to allow us to go over the process of applying for lots to bid on to purchase and sell affordable homes to home buyers. You should have received an email from me today regarding not just this forum, but also a link that will take you to the actual website where we have our round 3 lots for sale. It's very important to note that you are not allowed to buy any lots that are outside of the round once it's running. So those will be the only ones that you can actually purchase in this round. What I want to do is share my screen so that I can show you guys, if you have not had the opportunity to go yet, what the actual website looks like. And as stated, some of you are very familiar with this website, but some of you may not have seen it yet. So this is the actual Houston Land Bank property website where we have launched our round 3 of lot sales. There are approximately 52 lots on here. Doesn't look like it now. It's going to update. And they are all here for you guys to see. The email that you received today, there is a click here link at the bottom, which will lead you directly to this page. And you can see each lot. You can see where it's located at, and you can also see pertinent information about the lot. One thing that I will tell you up front, we did not have the opportunity to put whether or not the lot had utilities because the GEMS map has been down, but we will be updating that aspect of each lot. So let's see. Let's click on the first one. This is the lot. It will tell you where it's located at in Fifth Ward. It will tell you how many lots it is. And when it says number of lots, sometimes it'll say 2 or 3. Most of them will say 1, but this will all be under 1 HCAD. It'll tell you the size of the lot. It'll tell you whether or not it's in a floodplain. As stated, the utilities will be updated, and the listing comments give you a brief description of, where the lot is located and what it's near. This information right here is showing that the applications will be accepted from November 13th through November 30th. This round 3 is actually a truncated time period. We normally allow roughly a month for lot applications, but in this instance, because it's close to the end of the year, we don't have that luxury, unfortunately. So we were trying to make sure that everyone got notified and, that they're able to get on the website and actually go ahead and look and bid on the lots that they want. Let's see. So there are certain things that have to be turned in with each lot application. And I'm actually trying to go back so that I can show you how to log into the website. If I, let's see. It's very difficult for me to get to it. I'm sorry, because I have this thing on the side. Okay, here we go. So this is where you will log in at. If you already have an account, you don't really have to worry about this portion, but this is where you will actually register for an account. So you'll have to hit login first, and then you can register for your account. We require that it be one person of contact. So literally whoever is going to be submitting the application for the organization, just put your information in and, create your password and confirm it. And then you're going to get confirmation that you've been registered for the website. And what that does is once you're registered, you can go back in and hold on one second. You can go back in and click on the property. And this is going to be the listing price. And the listing price is very important because it's non-negotiable. It's a set price. What you're bidding on in these rounds is you're bidding on your actual plans, your time for construction. It's the overall package of what you're bidding on with the lot. So it's not going to be a bidding war where, you know, someone bids this and someone else bids that on the lot and whoever is the highest will get it. We didn't want that situation to be the case with our lots. So we have a set price for the actual lots, and that's always going to be the listing price at the top. And then you will also see, if you go further down, you can click apply for this property, which is at the top, and that's what's going to allow you to actually apply for the property once you've created an account. Now, this document here that I'm actually pulling up, it's the minimum construction standards. It's one of the documents that have to be uploaded with your application for each lot. We want you guys to know that each lot requires a separate application. So just keep that in mind. This is some basic information at the top, but essentially what this is this is some of the minimum construction standards that we require in our homes. They're pretty basic. So you would go through this and pretty much put yes for majority of the questions. There may be a few on here that you may not be able to have in your specific home, but majority of these will be yes. And so we do need this document filled out for each lot application. And this document right here, the actual pro forma, and you guys are familiar with this because you actually submitted a sample pro forma when you did your RFQ responses, whether it was last year or this year. So either you're very familiar with the pro forma or you've now gotten familiar with the pro forma. At the top, it will be the builder's name, the date that you're submitting, whatever your plan name is, the square footage, and trust me, you have to put that in or it won't calculate properly. And then the estimated days of completion. This line right here, the lot acquisition cost, that's where you're going to put the exact amount that the lot costs, because that's what that is, the actual amount that you'll be paying for the lot. After that, we have some additional land development costs, water, sewer, lot development costs, some additional soft costs that will go in this category. We also next have some builder hard costs, foundation, framing, MEP, a host of different hard costs, which will tally. And we also have some additional soft costs, insurance, financing, property taxes. This is just your estimate of what these will cost for that actual particular home that you're trying to build. And then we go down to the profit and commission. The builder profit is limited up to 20% of the actual hard cost. That number will go here. And this, for future reference, this is the actual hard cost. So whatever this number right here comes out to be, you're going to be limited to 20% of that. And then of course, the realtor commission is always 6% of the sales price. And so what this form does is it tabulates everything for you as you put the numbers in. So it pretty much makes it easy for you. And as stated, these are really hard estimates of what you project your construction project to cost. So this is going to go along with whatever plan that you plan on putting on that lot that you're bidding on. But this is really key because it's one of the things that we evaluate on, the price per square foot. And this last line right here, where it says per square foot, this is what we're going to look at when we actually start evaluating the applications. So we're looking for a good price per square foot, in addition to what plans and specs you plan on building on that lot. it's very key to note that certain homes won't fit in certain neighborhoods. So be cognizant of what you're actually trying to put in that neighborhood and whether or not it actually fits into the context, because we actually look at that as well. So let's see. Those are two things, those are two documents that are required, like I said, for each application. And then we also require a financing commitment. Some of you have actually already probably provided your updated financing commitment, but it would have to be uploaded into the system for each lot. And then your articles of incorporation, that will also have to be uploaded into the system for each lot. And right here with number 1, the proposed floor plan and elevation. So what we're looking for is the builder to, let us know what they're proposing to put on that lot. So a rendering in and of itself won't do. If that's all you have, you can submit that, but just know that before you're actually, you were actually awarded the lot, we would need to see more to see what, the context of the outside of the home looks like, also what the inside looks like, just to make sure that it fits into the actual neighborhood. Let's see. I think that I have, there are certain questions that have to be answered when you're actually submitting the application. I've told you which documents you'll need, the articles of incorporation, your financing commitment, whether it be a letter of credit or, whatever grant funding you're working with. The pro forma, the plans and specs in the minimum building standards form. And then also there'll be a few questions on whether or not you have modified plans. If it's in a floodplain, there are a few lots that are in the floodplain. There's also a question on whether or not what's your projected audience. And so we get a lot of questions about that question. And what we want you to know is we're looking for an answer on who you're actually trying to sell the home to. So if it's if you're marketing to a single family residence to let's just say teachers or factory workers or whatever the case may be, someone that fits into the affordable housing realm, that's really what that question is asking. And you guys will see that once you actually get ready to submit your application. We also require that all builders are current on their property taxes. In Harris County, you also have to be in compliance with your existing contracts with us. And you also can't be assessed a P4 violation, which thus far no one has that. So don't worry about that currently. But I think that's it for now with the, and don't worry about the number of LOIs because we're not doing the letters of intent this round. We don't have time for it, unfortunately. So normally with the LOIs, we have people submit a letter of intent on the ones that they intend on doing an application on. But in this instance, we're moving straight forward to the actual applications. So let's see. There's also this feature right here, view all properties, where you can see them on a map. And I think this is helpful if you want to stick to certain neighborhoods because they're actually, kind of grouped together. And then the specs on each property will be over here to the right. And you can go through, and as stated, there are 52 on here. If I'm not mistaken, we have 4 in 5th Ward, 1 in Clinton Park, 9 in Acres Homes, 21 in Trinity Gardens, 6 in Sunnyside, 2 in Independence Heights, and 9 in Settegast. So we literally have lots released all over Houston in this round. And I'm pretty sure the next round will be the same. In our first round, we actually concentrated on Sunnyside because it was our first round, but now we're pretty much, opening up more of our lots throughout Houston. So hopefully that will be more favorable to you guys because I know some of you are wanting to stick to certain areas. So we did our best. So let's see. I've showed you guys how to log in. Also, just to let you know, and I think I put this in the email, but if I did not, we will be having open houses for the next 2 Wednesdays, and that starts on the 18th and the 25th. And with the open house, what that is a lot of the questions that you have, you won't have them until you actually try to submit your application. So if you get to that point where you're submitting the application, or if you have additional questions and you need a one-on-one with us, what I'm asking you to do is email me, dharris@houstonlandbank.com, and I will set up an open house visit. It's going to be virtual, but it'll be up to 30 minutes for each builder. And that's on the 18th and the 25th as stated. And that way we can, have a one-on-one and I can answer any specific questions that you may have. Let's see. Now to the good part. So some of you may not have received your designations yet, which I will still send that in email to you. So you probably don't know whether or not you're established, startup tier 1 or startup tier 2. But just for reference, for established builders, you are able to now bid on 6 lots per round. And you can have up to 8 total at one time. And if you have any questions about how many you can actually bid on, just email me and I can give you an exact number, because I've actually already done that for some people, because I don't want you to waste your time and submit too many applications or too little. So I can definitely give you exactly how many you can bid on and where you are. Let's see. For startup tier 1, you can bid on 2 lots per round, and you can have up to 3 lots total. So that's for tier 1. And startup tier 2, you can bid on 1 lot per round, and you can have up to 2 total. So that would be 2 total over 2 different rounds, if that makes sense. And I need to send you guys the updated program guidelines. I did not get a chance to finalize them today because we were trying to get the lots online, but you will likely get that over the weekend. And what it will have, I can actually highlight what I'm telling you right now, exactly how many you can bid on and how many you can be awarded to up to in this particular round. And like I said, if you have any actual particular questions, if you already have some lots, it's definitely good to check with me so I can let you know how many you may be able to bid on and how many you may be able to actually get. So, but if you don't have any at all, that would be what you're looking at as an established startup tier 1 and startup tier 2. Let's see. I think I have went through pretty much everything. So let's go ahead and take some questions. Mary, are you ready to write them down?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so who wants to go first?
I don't see any in the chat, so that's another option too. Oh, so we did get a question. Can you repeat the tier 1 requirements?
Yes.
From Danielle. Thanks, Danielle.
Okay, so for startup tier 1, you can bid on 2 lots per round, and you can have up to 3 total. So say for instance, in this round, if you don't have any and you bid on 2 lots, sorry, yes,
No,
Anne?
well, it's from Danielle Mayberry Builders, so she might mean established builders.
Oh, okay. So for established builders, you can bid on up to 6 lots per round, and you can have a total of 8 at one time. Does that answer your question, Danielle?
And if it doesn't, Danielle, please write in the chat or you can jump on at any time. Next question was, are any hard copies required, or is the application submitted electronically only?
So the application is submitted electronically only. No, we do not want any hard copies of anything. We have enough paper.
And we've had to move it twice, so.
So no. Please submit everything online. And as I spoke with Ann earlier, what I'll be doing is as soon as you submit your application, I'm going to be doing a walkthrough to see if you're actually missing any of the pertinent documents. And if you are, I'll definitely email you to let you know what you're missing so that you can resubmit your application. Because we don't want you to miss the deadline or, not have something submitted, due to an error on your part. So it's pretty much as soon as you submit them, I'll be, contacting you if you're missing anything. So.
Does the total build time include permitting? First time here.
Yes. So the total build time currently in our contracts is 7 months. We allow 2 months for permitting, and then we allow 5 months to build. We're flexible with, if you need 3 months for permitting and 4 to build, whatever the case may be. But if you need more than those 7 months, what, we require from you is communication and to let us know, what's going on. We've had issues with, utility poles, flooding. It's a host of things that can go wrong, with construction, but we just want you to let us know what's going on. We can't help you if, we don't know what's going on. So.
Yeah, and I don't believe there's anything that we anticipate in this round that would take significantly more time from an infrastructure construction period. But when you're bidding on a lot, if you have a feeling that there's a reason why the timing would take longer, i.e. there's no street, which I don't think we have in this case, that's just part of what you'd want to mention in your bid as well.
Yeah. So like she said, we don't have any that are requiring major infrastructure. Those will likely go out later next year, but these are pretty much, we've looked at them and they're pretty much good to go. So, and like I said, I'll definitely be updating the utilities information once we get that information.
Can you clarify about the construction financing form to submit?
So when I say construction financing, what I mean is whatever source of funding you plan on using. So say, for instance, if you're going to be self-financed, then you would need to let us know that, and we would need to know, what bank account it's coming out of, and just to make sure that there's sufficient funds to actually fund that project. And that goes for self-financing for the lot and self-financing for the construction. If you are using, a lender or a line of credit from a bank, all we need is a simple letter. I think pretty much all of you have submitted that. Now, some of you may not have submitted an updated one recently, but we just need one that's updated, pretty much saying this person has a line of credit for this, or, this is my lender and this is what, I have with them. So that's what we're looking for.
All right, I think we missed a question from Henry. It said, in regards to the materials cost increase, what is your decision for increasing the prices of the houses or lowering the cost of the lots?
So we haven't made a decision on that yet. We are definitely well aware of what's going on with the lumber pricing and as it relates to the other materials as well. We're having to do a full research project on that in our actual complete communities. We can't, just allow our cap to be raised, and currently our cap is 212. So all lots in this round would be held to that 212 amount because we just haven't had we're still in the process of actually researching it before taking it, to the board to even see if we can do a price increase. So hopefully that answers your question.
I'm not sure if we've skipped around a little bit, so please bear with us as we make sure we get through everybody's questions. But Deanna has, after purchasing a lot, is there a time frame established that you must start construction within?
So normally it will say the commencement of construction is normally going to be roughly 60 days. Like I said, we give you guys 2 months for permitting. If you would need additional time for that, then you would just have to let us know. Now, we're not going to strangle you if, you know, you get stuck in permitting a little bit longer, if you just let us know what's going on. I've actually been able to help some builders through the permitting process. They've been stuck at certain points, so we just, you know, require that you let us know literally what's going on, and maybe I can help you. It just depends on what the situation is.
Yeah, and related from Deanna, permitting in the flood zone takes quite a bit longer. And so significantly, if there's a flood zone issue, we've tried to map flood zone as we know it relative to all these lots. Certainly part of your bid should recognize that or mention that.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, there are a few that are in the flood zone area and they're labeled accordingly. So as Ann stated, just make sure that you reflect that in your proposed timeline for construction. Let's see, do we have any more questions?
Yeah, I think you already answered this one, but is there a maximum sales price for affordable housing? That's from Joshua Lawrence.
212 is our maximum sales price. So if you go back to that pro forma, that number at the end, maximum sales price, it cannot go above 212. It can definitely be lower, but it can't go above that 212. So when we say you're bidding on the lot and what you're actually planning on putting on the lot, that pro forma is a work of what you project your construction cost to be. And the beginning start is going to be how much the actual lot costs. So hopefully that answers your question.
Would HLB consider subdividing any of these lots since some are much larger? And there's a second question similarly, can the lots be replatted?
So it's a very good question. We do have one that is very large. We were anticipating it to be replatted. Now, especially for that bigger one, it's very key what you're trying to put on the lot, and also that you know about the actual replatting process and what to do, because you know we don't want you to get stuck halfway and you know it gets difficult and it may not happen, you know, or you know whatever the case may be. We just want you to make sure that you know what you're doing with the replatting. So we are definitely not against replatting because we do realize that some of them are larger, but at the end of the day, if it's already 2 lots under one HCAD, all you have to do is, you know, contact HCAD and get them to separate it. And that's fine. That's a process that you can do as you build. But now with the replatting, you do have to let us know upfront that you're trying to replat. And what your projected timeline is for it. You know, and we're also going to be, you know, curious to see what the lot lines are and all of that. So definitely take all of that into consideration when you're submitting your bid for replatting.
And the neighborhood context. You know, I think that we do believe that, you know, increasingly the need for more affordable units is key in a lot of the neighborhoods. But certainly, you know, on the middle of a block of single family homes with large yards, having, you know, 4 units on a lot is going to be an issue or conversation with sort of neighborhoods. So making sure that the proposal you have fits the neighborhood and sort of the trajectory of the neighborhood, and also the style and design of the property as well.
Yes.
Is there a time limit to sell the homes?
No, there's not a particular time limit. We would like you to sell it as fast as possible. You can begin marketing it from dirt. You can start, you know, in the middle. We, you know, want you guys to not have to hold on to it and have any additional carrying cost. But what we do require, we require you to sell it to a qualified income home buyer. And we do know that sometimes that can be difficult. So, you know, I try my best to facilitate that process with the city of Houston because they have to be qualified with the city of Houston. And we are working on different avenues where we may be able to assist, you know, some builders that may not be able to, you know, sell the property as quickly as they would like. We have avenues where we can, you know, potentially list the home on our website. We're working on that, our actual HLB website, and also trying to, you know, just see how we can get back into the field, even though it's COVID now and it looks like it's returning. But, you know, just different outreach in the neighborhood so that we can kind of help, you know, the builders in any way possible go ahead and, you know, get the house sold. Because our goal is for you to sell it. And I know your goal is for you to sell it as well. So we definitely want to work with you.
Mhm. Are utility easements identified on the lot listing? Easements.
No, they're not. And as stated, they will be added. There was a problem with the website where we confirmed whether or not there are utilities already. So Ivan, our real estate manager, will be adding that as soon as the website is updated. And I can actually send you guys an email and let you know, or you'll actually probably figure it out once you're in there that it's been updated, but you'll see it on there because we're definitely going to put it on there. That's
I
something.
don't know if the question was about easements specifically, which is a little different than whether or not utilities serve the site. Easements in case of, we do not have surveys for these lots. So anything that may be an easement, probably unlikely in most cases, but possible. So it is a as-is situation. So you might need to do your homework on any easements, looking at the adjacent properties in the area to think through if there might be some easements that are there. Certainly, if a survey is done and the lot is not buildable due to an easement, you know, whatever that might be, we certainly would want to sort of resolve that with you so that we're all square. But we do not know of sites that have easements on them.
Yeah, and as Ann stated, I'm sorry, I missed that. I didn't understand that question. As Ann stated, we don't currently have surveys for these lots. It's very few that we actually have surveys for already. But normally what the builders do is, you know, once we negotiate the contract and send it over to title, they just order the actual survey then from the title company. So it's normally what happens.
Yeah. Can you briefly discuss the selling of the property requirements after construction? I think that means maybe to the home buyer, what the process would be.
Yes, so it's going to be the same process as you would normally do with a regular buyer, but what the city of Houston requires is certain documentation so that they can certify the actual buyer. So it's better to do it upfront as soon as you get the buyer. And what will happen is if you let me know that you have a buyer, I can request a HAP number from the city of Houston, and then you will be uploading, either you or the actual buyer will be uploading the documentation onto the City of Houston website. And then what they do is they review it and they'll send back a letter stating that this person is qualified based on their actual income, and then you're good to go.
And just for all, that particular office within the housing department has been sort of, it has changed over time with different individuals. We do understand that they're getting additional staff soon. And certainly Doris and Jen, who's also on the phone, have worked really closely with them to make sure that we can get responses for the home buyers and for the builders as quickly as possible. I think there's a question, square foot minimum for each house. Is there one?
So there's no minimum. They generally range from, I would say maybe 12 to 15, 1600. You know, the bigger you build, the more it's going to cost. And keep in mind that, you know, we have that cap of 212 that you can actually sell it for. So just keep that in mind. But one thing that I know we spoke about a while ago is that there are very few, you know, 4-bedroom homes being done. So I think there's definitely a separate market for that, because there are not a lot being sold in our program. And that goes for the traditional program that you guys will be working under, in addition to the other NHDP program. So,
Yeah.
but there's no minimum on the square footage of the lot. And actually some of the smaller lots, we haven't released the super small ones yet, but we would actually be interested to see if there are any, you know, design concepts that can actually fit on them, you know.
I think it's important to think that even though there's no minimum, there is a, you know, a set of quality expectations of these homes that they kind of match with what's in the neighborhood. And then ultimately the size of the bedrooms and other kinds of things and the layout of the house are reasonable and certainly sufficient for whatever market you're interested in. So if you're trying to suit, you know, a family of, you know, four kids or something, if that's part of your market and that's kind of the scale of the house, that would lead back to what the square footage is and what the kind of room layouts are. Or if it's, you know, a young couple, a young professional couple, it's their first home type thing, that may be a slightly different size house. But it's really important for our buyers that we're looking at trying to get the most quality for the least cost to them, meaning the most affordable pricing, not just so that they can do it to purchase the house, but ultimately maintain the house and maintain that ability to stay in the house for as long as they can. So that is something that is really important for us. I guess I'll mention also innovation is necessary in this day and age with the cost of building materials and trying to meet that that price cap that we currently have. We understand that it's a bit of a challenge and that additional effort may be necessary on plans that you all might have. We are certainly trying to continue to see innovations and specifically ways to be able to accommodate quality things like green construction and better mechanical systems so that ultimately the price or the cost to maintain a property is lower for the home buyer over time. And so please put in your applications, you know, things that you might do as a matter of course that provides the buyer additional benefits and what you're trying to kind of squeeze into the overall package, because that does matter. You know, the quality and sort of aspects of what you're trying to put in your proposals and trying to kind of balance with some of the cost issues we want to know. So that would be really appreciated.
Yeah, and I'm actually glad you said that. There will also be a series of follow-up questions that we ask once the applications are submitted, and I'll likely be asking those questions as soon as your complete application is submitted, just so that you can get it back to me. And it relates to, you know, like Energy Star efficiency, whether or not there's, you know, handicap accessibility, things of that nature. Now, there are follow-up questions that are not exactly in the actual application, but it's something that, you know, we're definitely taking into consideration when we're scoring. So just be on the lookout in your email, as stated, for any additional follow-up questions or supplemental information that we may need, because this is a quick turnaround process. So we don't want you to miss anything.
I think we've gotten all the questions, but please, if we accidentally, I don't have a lot of, my scrolling capacity is not so great. So if we think that we've missed anything, please let us know, jump in.
I'm trying to go through them myself and I don't see.
Hey, y'all,
Get
am
your-
can y'all hear me? I've been checking it and I think that's it. We've had 12 questions so far. One was sent to me privately, but we mentioned that already. That was from Henry. Yeah, I think we got them all. Wait,
Okay.
we have a new message. Wait, I think we got 2. They're coming in. Cheryl from SLS said the deadline is the first working day after Thanksgiving. Any chance of an extension?
Unfortunately, no, because we have a tight deadline, unfortunately. So what I would recommend is that you try to get your applications in early, because trust me when I tell you, we will miss the mark if we give you guys any additional time, because we still have to allocate a specific period of time for us to review all of the applications. And in this round, we are anticipating quite a few applications. So, because we have to make sure that one, you know, we get the lot selected and send out award notices and make sure that that person accepts it. And then 2, we have to go over it in our program committee. And then next, we have to take it to our board in December. So if we miss any of those dates, unfortunately, we will be looking at, you know, early next year before they're actually approved by the board. So It's a tight timeline. Unfortunately, I do apologize. I just kind of recommend that you try to get it in earlier than later, unfortunately. And what was the second question?
Yes, ma'am. The second question was, oh, we have another one after this. So it's from Joshua Lawrence from Lawrence Builders. He said, can we accept 2 other lots if our first choices are not awarded?
So that's going to depend on what category you're in and how many you bid on. I will tell you this, you can't get the lot if you don't bid on it. So you would have to have put in a full application. But what we try to do is, and that's one thing that we also need time to do as well. Once we make our decisions, we send out the notifications and that person has to accept. You will have, if I send it to you and you don't accept, then it will likely go to someone else. It just depends on the actual scoring of what you scored as to, the matrix of how it's actually awarded. That makes sense. But we're trying to do it where all the lots don't go to the established builders, and we do, some are actually going to the startup builders. That makes sense.
Okay, let's see. Sorry if y'all can hear me typing. Let's see, I'm gonna scroll up to make sure I didn't miss something. Okay, Joshua Lawrence also asked, what is the mark after the deadline? What does that mean?
I'm not sure.
What is the mark?
Joshua, do you want to explain that? Sorry.
Yeah.
That will be awarded the lots. When will we know that date? January or?
No. So what we're anticipating is as soon as all the lots come in on the 30th, we'll start reviewing the applications. We have a very small, short time frame to actually review them. And then, like I said, they're going to go to the program committee. And then once they go to the program committee, they go to the board on December I think it's the 11th. It's always the second Thursday of the month. And once they go to the board and they're approved, that's when we can actually send you a contract. But before then, we will definitely notify you that we are awarding you that lot. We just still need board approval in December.
This is just a little bit of a detail, but I think to those of you who haven't participated in before, and even those who have, in the past couple of rounds, the lots have been competitive, meaning that there have been multiple applications, but it hasn't been like 15 applications for each lot. Just so you know, it's usually been, correct me if I'm wrong, Doris, 2 or 3, and in a lot of cases, people just got what they bid for. So I think in that sense, we do have more builders now. There is a chance that there will be some really competitive lots, but most likely builders are sort of self-selecting into different areas. And certainly if no one bids on a particular lot and you're not going to get something this round, we really want to sell lots and get people moving. So there may be a conversation at that point for a similar kind of lot to what you might have bid on. But I think the most important thing is to bid on what you think is the best fit for your plan, your business, your ability to sort of maintain kind of timelines, and then essentially put your best foot forward on those.
Yes, and I don't know if I stated before, but we actually, during my pre-evaluation period, I take the top, the 3 lowest price per square foot. So that's why I said it's very important when you're doing your pro forma, which will, tally up itself once you put the numbers in. We take the 3 lowest price per square foot, but now we will also, and we've had this question before, we will also take into account someone that has a slightly higher price per square foot if they have, additional things in the home. Now, none of the homes can be above 212. If it's above 212, I will tell you immediately because we can't accept it. So you'll have to go back in and rework your pro forma. But we definitely take into consideration if there are, additional things that you're putting into the home that may bump your price per square foot up a little bit higher. So, we look at the totality of the plans and the specs and what you're actually trying to build. Are there any more questions?
Yeah, so there's one that's, I think, kind of similar to the one we just answered, but I'll go ahead and state it for the record. Deanna Bergley asked, from the time of board approval, how long does it typically take you guys to get to closing? Now, some clarification might be needed. Do you mean closing to the home buyer or closing of the lot that you're purchasing?
Closing on the lot that we're purchasing.
Okay. Deanna, that's an awesome question. So just to answer your question, as stated, you know, if you're awarded a lot, you'll know a little bit before the board meeting so that you can accept. And then it's going to go on the board agenda on December the 11th. We're definitely anticipating and hoping and fingers crossed that we can get these on the December agenda. And then once the board actually approves it, what I do is that very next day, I'll send out a contract via HelloSign, and you can sign it and Ann will sign it, and then it goes immediately to the title company. And our title company is standing ready. They're ready for, you know, multiple contracts. So they are, you know, ready to move forward. Now, the actual closing, even though the contracts will go to them in mid-December, the closing won't likely happen until January, but it'll definitely be sometime in January, unless there are, you know, some unforeseen circumstances. But we're anticipating that majority, if not all of these, will close in January.
Yeah, for those who may have worked with us pre-Doris, things might have taken quite a bit longer, but we've got a system in place at this point to try and get you the lot as quickly as possible. I think the only thing that might happen is if we don't have a quorum for the December meeting, which I don't anticipate, but it is always a chance, so.
Yes. Are there any more questions?
I do not see any more in the chat.
All right. Does anybody have any last minute questions? You know, you can always feel free to email me. Some of you guys know that. You can also, like I said, we have the open houses on the 18th and the 25th, and those will run from 8 to 5. You can sign up for a 30-minute slot, you know, whatever time you send over. As long as it's not taken, I can send you a Zoom link so that, you know, we can do this, but it'll be one-on-one. Or you can, you know, have a few people in your organization. Just make sure that you have the person that is going to be completing the lot application. And I think other than that, that is it for me. Ann, do you have anything else, or?
Really want to thank everyone for joining us, and really exciting, you know, even to see some of your faces and in fact work sites. So I think Cobry, who had the construction in the background, that was awesome. But thank you all for your time, your commitment to affordable housing, and your partnership with us, the Land Bank.
Yes, we're definitely looking forward to continuing the relationships that we already have, and you know, making new ones with our. So thank you guys very.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Se acabó.